of all, I would like to clarify what is fake news, because often it is an overused word. According to the BBC, a fake news it's a news completely invented for political or commercial purposes. So, it is a false information meant to be easily shared to shock or persuade people to think and therefore vote in a certain way if you are talking about politics, or to make a profit using advertising and so clickbait, or inducing people to collect funds, and here we're talking about frauds. Also, celebrities that were famous but for some reasons people stopped talking about them use publicity stunts to create talk about them. Summarizing, a fake news is a business or a way to promote an ideology.
When people talk about fake news, they usually think about something linked to social media or internet. But fake news isn't something new. This false idea happens because we don't look at our past. In fact, human history is full of false information and false beliefs. For example, an important fake news from the past is the false gift of Constantine. According to this document, the Church of Rome was the legitimate owner of all the countries in Western Europe. Fortunately, in 1414, an Italian humanist, Lorenzo Valla, found out that it was written in a Latin which began to be used during the 7th century, but Constantine was emperor during the 3rd century. There are other examples of fake news in the past, like the death of Napoleon. In 1814, Napoleon was still alive, but many people didn't know that. Someone made the most of this opportunity and spread the information that Napoleon was killed in Russia. This fake news created a disorder, especially in the English stock market.
Fake news is always existed, but today the diffusion is bigger and also it spreads faster thanks to digital technologies and also because people believe more in what they read online. It spreads faster also because it communicates a completely new message or a completely new information, and so the reader is more involved to share it. And moreover, fake news shock or scare the reader. Another fundamental and important aspect compared to the past is the way and the format that they use to reach us. For example, Facebook, Google or Instagram lay out news trying to give more emphasis on aspects that aren't really important to understand the content and the meaning of the article. For example, giving more importance to the title, which is attractive, or to the pictures, which are beautiful. In this way, they make money and create profit from advertising. Elements that can help us to recognize fake information might be the vagueness or difficulty to verify or really understand the article, vibrating or emotional language, or elements of rhetoric comparison. For example, did you know that they are hiding us something?
For example, last week I found an article on my phone, and the title of this article was The Sad Story of Giustino, a young boy who died eaten by a bear. And so I was very curious and I opened the article, but the first thing that I saw was a photo of the famous star Justin Bieber with another photo of a bear. And so in that case, the photo of Justin Bieber was used to deceive people and to make them believe that he was the young boy who died, and so it was a fake news.
The problem with fake news is the confusion, because often it actually causes a confidence crisis toward the journalism, because you don't know who to believe. But fortunately, a fake news has so many typical characteristics that allow you to recognize it. Firstly, most of the time, it doesn't come from a well-known or official site, and it contains exhortation to share them or grammar mistakes. Another way to make sure that what you are reading isn't fake is checking the 5 W's and how. Who wrote it? What does it say? Where does it come from? How it is written? And why? Its purpose. If it is advertising or campaign, it could be. In addition to this, it's useful to check more than one search.
Who can tell us if a website isn't spreading fake news? We should go to the area called Who Are We, where we can read some information about a website. If you don't find this area, this is a sign that it is a fake news website.
To conclude with my personal opinion, I think that it is important to keep ourselves up with the news and fight what is fake in order to behave in favor of knowledge and truth. So we must stop talking by hearsay and improve our critics and go over the ignorance. And that's possible only by discussing, having opinions and not being scared of what we think, because it's the point of democracy and so freedom.
So, in my opinion, we have to be more responsible when we read and when we share a news, because sometimes it can be dangerous. And I think that the work we have done at school is very important to us to understand better and to learn something more about this topic.